Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. We are back with another video, but today I thought we'll keep it a little bit mellow. Why? Because that is what circumstances has built me to do or has brought me to be very honest. I am not trying to sugarcoat anything. I am not going to be overly positive about things that were a glaring mistake or a glaring issue in the team in spite of all those results, right? The questions could be asked: how did Inter Milan reach to the final in spite of not having that quality that people spoke about? Or people could be like, how did Barca play such football in spite of having a very, very young team with not much investments in that team? And Luis Enrique came out and said, Farmers League, right? All I'm saying is that let Arsenal have a striker, let Arsenal have a new left winger, and in spite of that, if there are no results, then I will fully, wholeheartedly validate all your questions. I'm in no mood to say that or to defend my manager. All I'm saying is that I believe in Arsenal. I believe in Berta. I believe in Mikel Arteta to bring back glory to the Arsenal. It is not me pleading to you guys or pleading you guys to believe in the project. It is just that there are fans who were there before you and me. There are fans who have been reactionary in spite of supporting the club for only 2 years. There are fans who've been supporting this club since I knew what the alphabets were, right? And then there are fans like me who have been there for a long time but are tired. What has happened yesterday, or when this recording goes out, probably day before yesterday, or whatever it is, when the result was finalized that Arsenal are not going through to the finals, I was not disappointed. I was more like, yeah, I mean, what did I expect, right? Starting of the season, I said we needed silverware. It could be an FA Cup, something in the domestic front, and if we reach the semi-finals of the Champions League, that will be great. Why I say semi-finals is because last season we've reached the quarterfinals. The progress would be eventually to go and get the semi-finals, even better to the finals, and even better than that is to bring the Champions League, the men's Champions League, back to the no men's Champions League to the Arsenal, right? But as the season progressed, expectations changes, standards changes depending on the situation, depending on the place that we are. Sometimes you hit your goals way earlier than you're supposed to, and then your expectations change. Hence, I thought with this team, it would still be able to manage to get to a point where we can reach the finals, right? And then what happened? There was already a glaring mistake or a glaring issue that we had, that we didn't have a solid striker or a recognized striker in our team. Now, the criticism can be for a fact that, oh, we did score a bunch of goals and all of that. Fair enough. That is all completely fair. I completely get that argument, right? But, you know, there are moments where you just do not know how it happened, and yet it had happened. Like the Man City match, right? We played without a striker, and still, no, no, not without a striker. It's more like whatever we did in that game, it just happened. It just turned into goal. Like any shot we took on target or a goal. The Madrid game, whatever Declan Rice did, goal. Whatever Merino did, goal or an assist. Whatever Saka and Martinelli did, goal or assist, or something was happening in our favor. But still, there was a glaring mistake or a glaring issue in that team not having a striker. In the first leg of the Madrid game, there were, I think, three to four chances that Saka and Martinelli put into the box, but there was no striker. But in the second half of the first leg, we scored goals, and hence we can be like, oh, that's completely fine. In the second leg, it was more about controlling the situation rather than going for the kill. It is more about controlling the situation, and that we did fantastically. Then we got the goals from the Saka Nelly partnership. That was beautiful. Stories were written, history books were rewritten, folklore were booming. It was all happiness. But then again, there was an issue. We did not have a striker. What happens in the second leg? In the second, what happens in the semi final? There were again chances that could have been put away if we had a striker. Yeah, did we create enough to score from the wings? Definitely. Now the question could be like, why are we not drilling the team to play more centrally? No striker. What happens in the second leg of the semi-finals? We absolutely pepper PSG in the first half properly. We we brought in a lot of chances. It was either skied or just cleared, or Donnarumma having the game of his life as usual, right? Um, but what happens again? In the second half of the second leg, there were again chances that Saka was starting to put into the box. There were again chances that Martinelli was putting into the box, and yet no striker. Now, what happened between the Madrid game and the PSG game is that there were moments that had worked, but those moments may not be recurring all the time. Now, we all know how, uh, not how rare, it's just say how much goes into a free kick being scored rather than just a free kick being a good free kick that has been saved or a good free kick that almost could have been scored. And such moments had happened twice in the game, which generally doesn't happen often. Forget very often, it doesn't happen often. And such moments were missing when Arsenal played against PSG. Yeah, you can say that such moments had happened for PSG twice with the Dembele goal, which was out of the blue, and you could say the Fabian Ruiz deflected goal, and yeah, those two. I think those two goals killed off. No, not the Dembele goal. You could say that okay, that just put PSG in one advantage, but had Fabian Ruiz not scored, maybe Arsenal was still in the tie. But then that goal completely killed off the mood. Then we had a Saka goal, and then Hakimi's goal killed it off. Right? The whole thing is that the board had not invested in the club in the summer to make sure that they do not make that mistake. Had they done something in the winter, maybe it could have been rectified. Maybe we would have still been short. We never know. But at least the board would have been on the upper hand saying, oh, we invested in, yet it's the manager's fault. Now that is not even the case. We don't even have a striker. We didn't invest in the summer for an attacking potential or an attacking player, nor did we invest in the winter for an attacking player. We've invested in a midfielder, we have invested in a left back. Now, questions could be raised. Why did the team invest in a defender and a midfielder while we needed an attacker? Well, the whole of summer we were behind a striker. The whole of winter we were behind a striker, but we did not get any striker. Was that the fault of the board as a whole, or was that the fault of Edu not making his stance clearer, or was it the fact that we were about to get a new sporting director and hence we didn't invest in a striker yet? We do not know. There are fans out there who said that, oh, it is Arteta's team, it is Arteta who's the one who's making things happen, who's calling the shots, and that is why we didn't sign a striker. Really? Do you really think it is like that? Like Arteta is the one who's making the calls or who's calling the shots in terms of us not signing a striker or not? If that was the case, do you think Declan Rice would have come in the press and said, "Oh, we need somebody in the attacking front"? Do you think Arteta would have come in the press conference and said, "Oh, we need attacking players and all that"? If it is him calling all the shots, I do not think he would come out and say that, "Oh, we need." Definitely, there were things that were not said. There were definitely things that could be read in between lines, and I think that interpretation between the lines have gone haywire, and that is causing a lot of distress among fans. I completely agree that uh, we should have been a lot more proactive in the way that we uh, like platform our players and all of that. And the fact that Arteta didn't take a punt on Ethan Veneri is a huge issue. Like, those are all petty reasons to just blame for a thing that the board has not done. That is invest in attackers. The last time I remember Arsenal signing an attacker, forget the Sterling one, right? Was Jesus, if I'm not wrong. Havertz was brought as a centre mid who's been played as a makeshift striker. Merino, same case. No, I know there are fans out there who, like to take the Mickey and say that, oh, Arteta wanted this from the front, that is the whole reason. Well, there were signs of Arsenal doing good things or great things when Jesus and Havertz were starting to click. People didn't talk about that. People don't talk about that. Why? It is simple. It is very, very easy for people to just blame the manager for not signing a striker when he's not the one who's the one responsible for making a striker arrive at the Arsenal. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Um, I'm not angry. I'm just like disappointed at the same time. We have seen this happen, or I sort of saw this happening, hence why I'm not completely disappointed. I completely empathize with you as well because not many people are equipped to like take this loss in a very calm manner. You are allowed to feel however you feel. I'm just expressing my feelings. What you feel like, let me know in the comment section. We can have a small discussion in the end. After all, this is a community for all the people out there to put forward their views. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Maybe if you guys come up with great comments, we could discuss it in a stream as well. Like, what do you guys think about this? And we as a panel could give our opinions as well. We could have a very rational conversation on streams. We are not trying to hide anything. We're just trying to build a good community for all the people out there. So yeah, that's what I think, and yeah, I'm not going to edit too much out of this. Maybe just the starting and the ending. I'm not going to like sugarcoat anything with my edits. I'm not a great editor, anyways. I'm just out there trying to put content and trying to build a community for you out there. If you like this video, please like it. If you didn't like the video, let me in the comments. Let me know in the comment section why. If you find this interesting, do share it with your friends and family. And most importantly, do if you want to support this channel and build a community that is resonating with what you think as well, or that you think that is good for the footballing community as well, do subscribe. That's all I'm gonna say. Till I see you soon. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Bye bye. Peace.